Okay, everybody, welcome to our Volusion training today. So, as with many web building softwares out there, on occasion they will improve their look and their functionality. And Volusion is no different. Volusion's been around for a lot of years, and over the years they've changed their functionality a little bit, gotten better, added some new tools to their software to make it a little bit better. And so they've recently been testing a new version. And really it's being rolled out to all the Volusion sites. Now, if your site, if you're used to a certain type of backend, your backend is going to stay that way. Let me give you an example of what I mean. A lot of you guys, when you log into your Volusion site, and I'm going to take this one as an example and log in. When you get to the dashboard, it's going to look like this. When you log in, you've got like the little Volusion logo. In fact, let me just highlight what I mean. You've got this little section right here, and then you've got these two little icons right here, right? And then you've got these options right over here. That means I'm logged into my admin right now. Okay, and so what I'll do is I'll click on this option to the left called Manage Store, and it takes me to a dashboard that looks like this. How many of you guys who are here that are live with me right now, your site looks like this as the back end? Has a dashboard that looks like this, so on and so forth. I'll bet most of you guys have it that looks like this, or have one that looks like this. If I want to get back out and look at my site, I always come right up here and click View Store, and that takes me to View Site again, and I can kind of toggle back and forth right here. Well, so, and that's great. So for you guys who are using it this way, looks just fine. You'll continue to use this back end, and you're not at any disadvantage. All the newer Volusion setups look like this site right here. Okay, looks the same. When I click My Account, I'm going to log in. In fact, let me hold on just a sec. Let me log out first. Okay, so I'm logging in right here. Put my login information. Click Login. Okay, so now I'm logged in. But what you're going to notice this time is right here up at the top right, you're going to see something different. So you're not going to see a Volusion logo like we saw before, or a Manage Store and a View Store logo at the top left. Now what you see is this little option right here. You see that? Circling it in red several times so you can't miss it. The little square with the little arrow looks like a greater than symbol or a less than symbol. You see that? Yeah, sorry, Oliver, that's probably your internet, unfortunately, because everything's smooth on our end. So that's that option right there. If I click on that, which I'm going to do, so I can kind of show you what happens. Let me delete out my drawing here. Here we go. If I click on that, I get this little pop-out box. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my mouse over the little three dots right here, circling that in red, so you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm going to click on that, and then that's going to give me a dashboard option, a logout dashboard, a My Volusion with a store ID. You're not going to use My Volusion at all, you're just going to use the dashboard. So if you click dashboard, your dashboard is going to look like this now. Okay, now remember, this is the newer look. If you don't have this look on your builder right now, that's fine. Use the older one. It's just fine. This is just for newer Volusion setups. So it looks different from this old dashboard, doesn't it? It's actually not all that different. It just looks a little bit different. All the functionality is still basically the same. You'll notice you've got orders, customers, inventory, marketing, design, report, settings up here at the top. Well, you'll also notice on this one, orders, customers, inventory, marketing, design, report, settings. And then all the submenus underneath that are listed as well. So there's really no difference at all. It just looks a little bit different, okay? If I went to, say, add a product on the new Volusion system, if I click products right here, it'll take me in some listed products, and I would just come up here and click the blue Add Product button up here at the top right. Okay. If I were going to add a product on the old system, I would go Inventory and then Products, and I would click Add Product over here on the top left. It's basically the same, guys. Everything's just in a little bit of a different location. This is the old system. This is the new system. If I click Add Product, you're going to know that you're going to notice it looks just almost exactly the same. Maybe just with some small differences. The picture is over here on the top right. You've got all the same fields that you would ordinarily have right here as well. On the old system, if I click Add Product, the picture is over here on the top left with the same form. So really no different. Image management's right here, same way to add pictures. Everything is really the same. There's just some small nuances. You'll see the Save button is here at the top right, whereas if I did something on the older system, the Save button is usually down here at the bottom, right? You guys see this right here. That's where you've gotten used to saving your work. On the new systems, or on the new system, it's at the top right. So I want to make sure that first you guys are real clear on the fact that if you're using the newer system and it looks different from the rest of the tutorials, that 99% of it is just the same. The only 1% difference is the coloring looks a little bit different, and some of the buttons are in slightly different spots. So you're not working on a builder that's all that very different. I think the biggest thing you've got to get used to is when you're on the newer system and you want to go out and look at your site, you'll notice there's no option to do that over here at the top left. You have to come right over here to the top right if you want to view your site right here. All right, you see that? You click on this little button at the top right there, and that will take you out to where you can see your site. It's going to open up a new tab. So I'll click on that so you guys can all see. Clicked on it once, and it just brought up my site just in a new window. So rather than toggling back and forth between viewing the site and the dashboard, it pops out a new window. So now in my internet browser, I have this window. I'm sorry, this one right here. Okay, that little tab, that's for my view the site. And this little tab right here at the top is for my dashboard. So I can quickly sort of tab back and forth really easily. Here's my dashboard, here's my site, right? I can tab back and forth really quick. So I can, as I'm making changes here in the dashboard, I can always come out here and look at it on the site, okay? And then you'll notice there's always that little arrow at the top right here, so I can get the flyout menu. And I can put my mouse over these dots, and I could go back to categories, or I could go back to my dashboard, so on and so forth, okay? Now you might be wondering why it says content editing has been disabled on this page. If I want to be able to edit the content here on my home page, this is a nice new feature for the newer version. If I just click on this box, I now can add some different elements to my home page here to spruce it up a little bit. So let's say I wanted to add this little feature right here. This is a preset feature that I can drag and drop in, and it gives me these three little images here along with some text that I can edit. I can change what's in these little images by clicking on the little camera icon. So I could add that little element to spruce up the look. Maybe I just wanted to add two images side by side. I could click and I can drag this over and drop it right here, and I can put these two images side by side. Or something else. I could grab some of this other content or information. Maybe I wanted to add a big video. I grab that, drag and drop, and add that too. So this is just kind of a drag and drop kind of homepage editing option. It's only with some of the newer Volusion builders, and it's okay. It might be a little finicky. I've only used it just a little bit, but it seems to work all right. Again, I think if you're using the older system, which let me click back on so you can see what I mean by older system. This one right here, guys, this is perfect. I don't think I would try to like change your Volusion or quote unquote upgrade to the new one. Leave it as it is. It's perfect. It works 99.9% of the way the same way it's always worked. you lose maybe a couple of tiny little features, and that's it. So my advice is not to like change the system. In other words, I know that question is going to come up. Should I get the new one? Well, no, not really. If you've already been working off of this one, keep it there. There's not any substantial reason to change. And I would argue, if you've ever changed your upgraded to any new software over the years, and I know a lot of you guys can say, yeah, I upgraded my Windows several times. I tried Windows 8 or Windows 10, hated Windows 10, right? I've heard some of you tell me that before. It's because some of the features are new and different, and it takes a little while to get used to, right? And sometimes it's not always best to upgrade to the new, latest, and greatest because those come with some glitches and issues. I'm not aware of any here on Volusion. Seems to work pretty well on the new version, but I don't know if I'm you guys and I'm using the old one. I just keep it there. Okay. Anyway, this is a little menu that'll show you the different options here, different types of things that you can add onto the home page. But that's it. If I want to go back to the dashboard, I click dashboard right here, and that'll open up a copy of the dashboard again. So a lot of times when you're working in the newer Volusion backend, you can get a number of windows going up at once. But if you want to clear a couple out and click out of this one and just have the two going, you're obviously more than welcome to do that. So there you have it, guys. Pretty simple. New versus old dashboard. Everybody from here on out that's setting up Volusion accounts, I think, is getting set up on the new one. Nothing changes. Price doesn't change. Everything's the same. So I say it shouldn't be a big deal to get used to the new one, but if you've got the old one, keep it. Don't upgrade. There's really no reason to at this point. Questions about that at all for you guys who are here with me live right now? Does that make sense? Some of you probably had no idea this newer system was out, and it doesn't matter really. You didn't have any idea about it. This is more. This training is more geared to people who have been watching my trainings using the older system, and they're starting to do it in the newer system, and they're confused about it. There's not a lot to be confused about. It's basically the same. I think most of you guys are saying, yeah, no big deal. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. So that's probably it. I don't think I'm going to give you anything else right now. I just wanted to share some of those changes with you guys. Make sure you're aware of them. And good luck working on the new system if this is you. And good luck working on the old system if you're not going to change at all. Volusion continues to develop and improve and grow, and that's why they're kind of our recommended partner in terms of e-commerce software. We wouldn't recommend anybody else just because we feel like they're the best at what they do. So good luck, everybody. Thanks for coming along, and hopefully that helped a few of you out. We'll see you guys next time.